Welcome to the round 15 edition of the Football Town Show, ladies and gents. And Heidelberg captain Ali Tor will look to cause an upset of the season against table toppers Melbourne Uni. And then Mel Aloisio will look to keep the pressure on the ladder leaders as they sit in second place, going up against Jamie Forrest's Big Vipers. Billy Jacob has been a mainstay for Pascoe Vale, and she'll be at the heart of the defence, taking on one of the electric strikers in Elena Vatke from Fitzroy. Ashburton's manager Perry Chitas will look to get their season back on track against Diana Cartwright's EFA Eagles. Then crossing over to the men's league, it's top of the table versus the bottom as the Vipers take on Albert Park. Then former Metropolitan goalkeeper Damir Salchin makes his V-League debut for the season with Mickleham FC. He takes on Fitzroy FC and Joe Montioni. Then the final clash of the night, Hume take on Metropolitan. But for now, let's join Jimmy Soufas for all the women's action.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the round 15 edition of the Football Town Show. And let's go back to the last women's results, which was round 13 at this stage. Melbourne Uni got over Ashburton 7-3. Fitzroy got over the Big Vipers 2-1 in a close one, as the other two games were postponed. And first up in round 15, Melbourne Uni took on bottom of the table Heidelberg in what looked like it was going to be an absolute blowout on paper. And it was Melbourne Uni who opened up in the better fashion as Jess Au coolly rounded the keeper and slotted home her first, the youngster really coming along nicely in this Melbourne Uni side. And it was two shortly after when Au dribbled through the Heidelberg defence and drove it past Bitzes. She was struggling in goal as Au looked like she was going to have a field day. Marcela Marquez uncharacteristically made a mistake at the back, and Izine Teropoulos rounded up the keeper to keep Heidelberg in the contest, and she celebrated in good style. Letizia Samet, returning from her one-week hiatus, chipped the keeper from long range. Don't think she really meant it to work out that way, but I'm sure she will not be complaining. And Heidelberg continued to make mistakes at the back, costly errors putting them further and further behind as Alexia Campbell made it 4-1 for Melbourne Uni. Some good work from Theodora Dimitropoulos down the line, set up Tezopoulos for her second, and Heidelberg pulled back a second goal. But Melbourne Uni going into the second half would not release the pressure. Marcela Marquez kept scoreless in the first half, toe poked home, and Melbourne Uni led 5-2. And from the resulting kickoff, it was Melbourne Uni dominating again, Marquez showing no mercy, but she couldn't put that one away. Au and Marquez were linking up well, and Marquez picked out Jess Au as she completed her hat-trick. Some poor keeping from Bitzes, to be fair, but Melbourne Uni would not care about that. A long throw fell kindly for Jess Au this time as she easily turned Dimitropoulos and made it 7-2. Sky Jensen's corner was then deflected in off Priscilla Ribas, a goal Melbourne Uni would not mind giving up at the stage they were in. Ribas would look to make amends at the other end, picking out Jess Au, and the youngster got her 5th goal, her first 5-goal haul in the Women's V-League. A poor pass from Letizia Samet gave Sky Jensen a chance to get her first of the night, and she made no mistake, giving Heidelberg a little bit of respectability. But the scoring was not done then. Jess Au picking out Campbell as she coolly finished and rounded out the 9-4 win.
I'm here as one of the stars from Melbourne Uni from the Women's V-League, Marcela Marquez. Marcela, what a great game by you girls tonight. You comfortably put them away.
Yeah, look, I know they were missing a lot of players. We were missing a few players as well, but it was good that we could get people that we played throughout the outdoor season. So we have a little bit of, we had played together, so we know each other a little bit, so we were a bit lucky.
Next up on the card saw EFA Eagles taking on Ashburton in a cellar-dweller clash, both sides in desperate need of the 3 points. To kick things off, Imperial striker Leah Barrett would look to give her side the edge, and she hit the upright, coming agonisingly close to opening the scoring. Stockdale then picked out Georgia Alberti, who easily beat Beck Ryan, and the youngster who slotted easily into this EFA Eagles lineup opened the scoring. Ashburton's slow start looked like it was going to get even worse when Grace Norbury intercepted a pass and hit the upright. EFA Eagles completely dominating the early exchanges. Leah Barrett though found some space before hitting the upright for a second time before Danica Petreska, the captain, rattled the crossbar, and Leah Barrett followed in the rebound, and Ashburton were back on level terms. With that equalising goal, it gave Ashburton some confidence, and Petreska was left unmarked in the D as she tapped home past the Eagles, and they were leading 2-1 now. Ashburton would look to carry their confidence into the second half, but a poor turnover allowed Georgia Alberti to level the score and open the second half scoring just as she did the first. With EFA looking to get some much needed points, Emma Heckenberg, who has a brilliant shot on her, beat standing goalkeeper Danica Petreska following Mel Lum's injury, and EFA were back in front. Another turnover as Petreska was replaced in goal by the injured Lum, who returned to the field, was beaten by Alberti all the way, and she laid it back for Heckenberg as she got her second and opened up a 2-goal lead. Alberti and Heckenberg were linking up brilliantly, but Stockdale looked to get in on the act as she hit the upright, and EFA were just all over Ashburton. Diana Cartwright with the long throw and finding the head of Emma Heckenberg as she rounded out a brilliant 5-2 come from behind win.
I'm here with Georgia Alberti from EFA Eagles. Georgia, good win tonight against Ashburton, 5-2, and 2 goals for yourself. How did you see the game?
I thought we played really well. All the girls played well as a team. I thought we all bonded, especially since 2 girls had to come in from the younger age group to help us out. But otherwise, I thought it was a really good performance by everyone.
Third clash of the night saw Pascoe FC look to take some much needed points off an informed but under strength Fitzroy side, and they got off to the best possible start. Vivian Liu denying Chloe Janowski and Tilly Ford running in the follow-up as Pascoe took the lead 1-0. After Pascoe took the lead, Fitzroy would look to bounce straight back, and Danny Gadelge, who would be the biggest source to goal for Fitzroy, was denied by Molly Borman. Poor touch at the back from Julia Brown allowed a strike from Chloe Janowski, but she was denied by Vivian Liu, who had recently crossed over from Ashburton. Heading into the second half, Mary Cox created a chance, and Fitzroy looked to get on top and bring back an equaliser. Elena Vadke laid off Danny Gadelge as she hit the upright at the other end, and Fitzroy just could not buy a goal. Pascoe looked to get a second, Janowski laying off Sarah Richardson as she hit the upright, both sides failing to take their chances. Illy Jacob was then dispossessed by Gadelge, allowing a strike from Vadke, saved by Borman, and Fitzroy just could not finish at all. But a great touch from Gadelge past Janowski, and Gadelge levelled the score with an absolute cracking goal and giving Fitzroy the advantage in the contest as they had all the momentum. Turnover from Fitzroy allowed Sarah Richardson to pick out Emma Roberts. Her ball was turned over, and then Illy Jacob had a strike out Lou, who made the save. Emma Roberts, having a brilliant first game, created the chance here for Illy Jacob as she blew by Stephanie Otto and drilled her shot into the side netting to put Pascoe 2-1 ahead and run out 2-1 winners in the end.
I'm here with Molly Borman, Pascoe goalkeeper. Molly, good win tonight against Fitzroy and a great performance by yourself and the team. How did you see the game?
It was a really close game. The other team did really well. Viv, the other goalkeeper, she played really well. We needed the win, so I think we really pulled out everything that we could tonight and managed to scrape ahead, yeah.
Through the middle and T, saved by Blade.
Drills one. Past Chan. Gets his second goal of the game. The dangerous left foot of Maxi Avram. Always have to know the ball is going to Avram down that line. Check, Josh Check! What a goal! He's put him straight back! And Brunswick draw level.
The big strike there and a great save by Digby.
My name is Kay, and you're watching the Football Town Show. Go Futsal!
Final game of the night saw Vic Vipers take on FC Richmond, and it was Richmond who opened up with the first goal as Renly picking out Melinda Aloisio, and Richmond took a great lead. Jess Byrne then picked a gap in the wall, and the Vipers were level, very under strength, but they were keeping themselves in the contest. A good ball to the back post was cut out there, MJ Rajic managing to turn and almost slot past Salama as she made a good save to deny her. Penny Bakopoulos then had a strike from range, Salama denying her as she looked to have one of her better games in the Women's V-League. Jamie Flores picked out an overlapping Bianca Livornia as she scraped it just wide, and we went into half-time at 1-1. As Renly dribbled through the Vic Vipers' defence all too easily and before toe poking past Candace Salama, and it was 2-1 to Richmond. Renly was the chief creator as she had another strike saved by Salama, a goal and an assist to this stage, having Richmond ahead. Livornia almost picked out an equaliser as she scraped one off the back post. Mariah White was then picked out in tons of space, but she sprayed her shot wide, and Richmond could not put the Vipers away. Byrne was denied from a free kick, could not find the gap as she did earlier, before chief creator Aziza Renly, who was clearly best on ground, rounded out the 3-1 win.
I'm here with Richmond keeper Sarah Clapham. Sarah, what were the thoughts going into today's game?
A little bit, yeah. We had kind of like an up and down sort of theory, changing it up at half-time as well, pressing in some instances and not in others. So, and I think it worked pretty well. We caught them off guard a couple of times, which is nice. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that rounds up our round 15 coverage. Let's recap the results. Heidelberg were humbled by league leaders Melbourne Uni 9-4. EFA Eagles got a good win over Ashburton 5-2. Pascoe scraped home over Fitzroy 2-1, and the Vic Vipers went down to a better Richmond side, it has to be said, 3-1. Taking a look at the round 15 ladder here, Melbourne Uni lead the way still on 34 points. Richmond are in second on 28. Fitzroy in third on 26. Pascoe in fourth on 24. Vic Vipers in fifth on 14. Ashburton sixth on 11. EFA Eagles in seventh, go up to 9 points with that win. And Heidelberg sit dead last on just 6 points. Taking a look at the top goal scorers chart now, Marcelo Marquez a world ahead, leading on 33 goals. Tizia Samet, her teammate, in second on 15. Nikki Cook in third on 13. Illy Jacob in fourth on 13. And Leah Barrett in fifth on 12. Taking a look at next week's clashes, EFA Eagles will take on Pascoe Vale. FC Richmond take on Melbourne Uni in a top of the table clash. The Vic Vipers will battle up against Ashburton, and Fitzroy will close out the night against bottom of the table Heidelberg as they look to bounce back from tonight's loss. Let's go over to the Men's V-League with Matt Montgomery.
Taking a look at last week's results, Metropolitan were too good for Ashburton in a tight one. The Vipers just overcame Micklin by a solitary goal. Fitzroy too good for Hume, and Pascoe Vale, as expected, demolished Albert Park. First game to kick off all the round 15 action saw Albert Park, who sit on the bottom of the table, take on the Vic Vipers. It didn't take long for the Vipers to get on the score sheet. Maxi Avram turning Ali Abdul with ease for one of the goals of the week. A brilliant move there by Maxi Avram for 1-0. A delightful ball from the defence from Adam Cooper found Jason Barrientos, who did a similar Avram move and turned his defender to finish high in the top corner for 2-0. Adam Cooper, who was getting amongst the attacking play, set up captain and defensive partner Jonathan Barrientos for an easy tap-in. And it didn't look good for Albert Park, who had registered no shots on goal and didn't even look like putting in a tackle as Miguel Barragos ran down the line and finished high past Tim Dang for 4-0. After missing a large portion of last season through injury, Mirza Petic was trying to score his way back into form, and what better way to do it than against one of the weaker sides in the league. Conrad Matroy, who was playing his first game in the V-League, capped off his debut with a delightful goal, and his confidence would have been sky high as he had a second in a matter of minutes. Tim Dang not providing much of an option in goals, letting the ball slot right underneath. Goals kept piling on for the Vipers and against Albert Park. Barragos also getting multiple goals, and Mirza Petic unleashed his brute strength continuously throughout the half. Jason Barrientos and Maxi Avram both scoring late in the half to make it 13-0 at half-time. The second half was sure to bring more misery for all those in orange. Mirza Petic kicked off his second half as the first finished, and that was with plenty of goals. A delightful run from Johnny Barrientos linked up with a side ball from Adam Cooper, and he also got multiple goals for the first time this season. Cooper, who was yet to get on the score sheet, was assisting yet again. This time it was for junior Gabby Lucena, who doesn't get a lot of game time, but he made up for it with scoring past Tim Dang, which was becoming a regular feature. Conrad Matroy was also getting amongst the goals, proving himself to manager Milton Sakos for a call-up next week. Miguel Barragos and Maxi Avram were also causing havoc for the Albert Park defence, and it was soon getting embarrassing as the lead got up towards a 20-goal margin. Johnny Barrientos with a hat-trick. Cooper, desperate to get on the score sheet, assisted the final goal of the game from Miguel Barragos, capping off the 24-0 result.
I'm here with one of the stars from Vic Vipers, the gentle giant, Mirza Petic. A few weeks off, the boys didn't miss a beat. They were hungry as ever. How'd you feel out there? 22-0.
Yeah, we all felt good. Some of the boys are back from the Nationals at the moment, and as you can see, they're all fit and running. I'm just happy to be back in the V-League with all the boys and top of the table at the moment. Hopefully we can maintain it.
What a cracker of a goal. Reads the play, keeps the ball in down the line, cuts inside, beats the player. Simsek, Ockel with a big save.
Player Sonny Malone completes his hat-trick. What a debut it's been. That's game over.
Dahani, lovely finish. Sam Dahani cracks one back for more.
Great save by Lorenzo De Paris again. That's a fine bit of play.
Hi, I'm Alicia. You're watching the Futbol Town Show. Go Futsal!
The second game on the card for round 15 saw Fitzroy FC take on Mickleham, who was second bottom and looking to find some form to hopefully avoid that dreaded drop. And they got the start they were after as Lockie Campbell's interception from Joe Monsioni found the feet of Eric Quinn, and it was soon 1-0. A free kick from Campbell deflected off the back of a Fitzroy player and went in to register a 2-0 result. And minutes later, Mickleham could not believe their luck, or Campbell for that matter, as his header went over the top of Anthony Cimfloni to make it 3-0 just before half-time. But just when he thought Fitzroy were down and out, a moment of magic and brilliance from Fernando De Moraes gave his side a lifeline, and they continued their late momentum into the second half. Ben Monsioni reducing the deficit to a mere goal, slotting underneath Demir Salchin, who used to be a former Metropolitan keeper. With the wind in their sails, Fitzroy looked to get the equaliser as soon as possible. Fernando De Moraes doing as he pleased with the Mickleham defence, setting up Joey Monteleone, who made it 3-3. But Mickleham soon found themselves back into a slender one-goal lead as Demir Salchin made no mistake from the penalty spot. Fernando De Moraes lost his defender Bibo Lunt from a corner and left Salchin with no chance finishing high into the roof of the net. With the scores now tied at 4 goals apiece, Fitzroy really let loose. Jeremy Ortiz, Joel Silveria setting up Ben Monsioni for his second of the game, delivering Fitzroy the lead. And when Mark Burden finished from distance past Salchin, he capped off the 6-4 result and a valuable 3 points.
I'm here, one of the young and up-and-coming stars from Fitzroy FC, Ben Monteleone. Bit rusty early on the team, bit of a break there. Yeah. Took you a few minutes to get your rhythm, 3-0 down. Yeah. What was the tactics going into the game after that? Fernando called a timeout and you regrouped.
Well, basically the tactic was after that, we're a bit rusty, and he said, to keep it simple, we're making mistakes, and to put a bit more pressure on them because they were getting a bit tired too. And yeah, eventually we grinded out a hard result, but we're happy.
The last game for round 15 saw old rivals Metropolitan FC go up against Hume. Hume, who have been in the bottom 4 for the majority of the season, were looking to claim a major win over title-bound Metropolitan, but it didn't start out that way as Dino Radzepovic, the captain of Metro, made it 1-0. But it didn't take long for Hume to bounce back as youngster Matej Vajovski and strike partner Adam Alasevic linked up for their side's first goal. In the next run of play, Tomo Grigic scored one of the goals of the week, a fine finish as he was left too much space from a side ball, and Metro was soon back in the lead. Adam Alasevic, who hadn't been amongst the goals that often this season, turned back the clock and blasted past Charmy to make it 2-2 midway through the first half. Shrugging off a number of tackles, Ahmed Azam did all the hard work to set up Reza Kukuloglu, who got forward for a rare strike on goal and delivered his side the lead. Moments later, Kukuloglu doubled his goal tally and the lead as his delightful run into the D was capped off with a close-range finish. But as all V-League pundits know, when Metropolitan need a goal, they can find one. Ali Radzepovic laid a ball off to Alex Kobo, who ran onto it and blasted past Ryan Timmins, who had no chance. But Vajovski, looking at Kobo's strike, thought, anything you can do, I can do better, to blast in past Charmy and make it 5-3 at the break. Facing a 2-goal deficit, Metropolitan needed a bright start to open the second half, and they got that through Ernie Simsek. The deficit reduced to only 1. Simsek pounced on a loose ball in the D and got 2 goals in a matter of minutes, and Hume had undone all of their hard work. Metropolitan bench would be sent into raptures as Ali Radzepovic capped off the comeback and delivered the 6-5 lead, and it seemed there was no turning back for Metropolitan, who scored 3 goals in a row. But in his first game for Hume, Paul Montagna, the former Carlton striker, levelled the scores yet again. This was arguably one of the greatest games we've seen all season, both sides going pound for pound. Tomo Grigic, he's known as the heartbreaker, lived up to his expectations and put Hume into a lead yet again. Juso Ulazila, the striker who had been quiet for the majority of the game, had his strike deflected in off Nejdet Sahin, and with minutes remaining, Tomo Grigic streamed down the pitch and linked up with Ernie Simsek for his second for the half. And to seal the 10-6 result, Yuso Yulazile grabbed his second of the game to keep Metropolitan's title hopes alive.
I'm here with one of the stars from Metropolitan FC, Dino Redzepovic. Gutsy win out there by Metropolitan today. You know, they really pushed us all the way, Hume, and the old Metropolitan would have caved in, but you pulled away for a great victory.
Well, Hume is always a tough side to play, and got to admit, they came flying out of the blocks, and it took us a while to wake up, but I'm glad we did.
Are you getting sick of finishing second and third in the Premiership season after season?
You get sick of it, but it also motivates you to come back next season bigger and better so you can go that further step.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, as we edge closer to the end of the season. Who will take out the 2013-14 title? As we take a look at the round 15 results, the Vipers absolutely embarrassed Albert Park, 24-0. Fitzroy overcame a determined Mickleham by 6-4. Metropolitan were too good for Hume. Pascoe Vale and Ashburton will be played on a later date. Taking a look at the ladder now, we see the Vipers well on top, 39 points, 7 points above Pascoe Vale. Fitzroy and Metropolitan round out the top 4, while Ashburton and Hume fight out for 5th and 6th positions, while Mickleham and Albert Park occupy the bottom 2 positions and look like the most likely to get relegated. And if they're going to survive, while Mickleham for that matter, will have to get a move on and pull out some important results in the coming weeks. Taking a look at the top goal scorers now, Yuso Yulazile leads the way, 5 goals above teammate Ernie Simsek. Jason Barrientos, Sofyan Sufi and Joel De Silva round out the top 5. Taking a look at next week's clashes for round 16, Metropolitan and Mickleham go head-to-head. Fitzroy will try their best to serve the Vic Vipers and their title aspirations. Pascoe Vale and Hume FC, they continue their long, firm rivalry, and Ashburton will be heavily favoured against Albert Park. Well, that's all we have for this week, ladies and gents. Let's go to Goal of the Week.